Yeah, sure. So, sort of Circle Waste is a waste management company. So we sort of act as a broker to sort of both sort of one-time cash customers, just like regular Joes, or we have sort of official accounts for businesses.
Okay.
Pretty much we broker skips, sort of wheelie bins, sort of manning vans, pretty much anything if you need to dispose of waste or need any waste management. We're sort of there to act as a middleman to get you the best rates and to get you sort of the best timings, really, to get what you need, pretty much. So that's sort of the gist of our company. So currently we have two offices, one in Kings Lynn in Norfolk and one in Peterborough in Cambridgeshire, and we also have a couple remote workers around the country. For example, we've got one in Newcastle, one in Manchester, and
Okay.
I think we're going to be looking for sort of ones out and about at other places as well. So NetSupport's sort of really helped us to be able to install its client to these sites, and once properly configured, we're able to sort of remotely support at a click of a button, really, rather than before we were having to hand out codes and get them to download special different bits of software to try and get in, really. So yeah, it's definitely helped us in productivity and sort of helping them with any IT issues. Well, we're predominantly Windows 10. We've also got it on our 2016 servers on site just in case it's needed. Yeah, just desktops and laptops for depending on where they are, really. Trying to be sort of fairly centralized. At least a few times a day. Sort of, obviously we'll have some issues where we can just walk over to the user, but if they are on another site, it is very handy just to be able to search for them, and yeah, they're there. So I'd say probably at least sort of 5 to 6 days each, and there's 3 of us in IT, so that sort of does start to stack up. Right, so we were initially using sort of Quick Assist, the sort of free Microsoft tool that comes with every computer, but we were finding that sometimes took 2 or 3 minutes to get connected, or sometimes the code wouldn't work and we'd need to sort of redo it, and it would just add up and add up. And also it was quite a limiting bit of software where we couldn't copy and paste from our machine to theirs. File transfers weren't really possible. Whereas NetSupport, obviously, I've sort of said before, it's incredibly quick. The file transfer option is practically a godsend, I'd say, in a lot of ways. Just being able to sort of synchronize folders and that, especially for like the configs for NetSupport, just making sure they've got the right version. Yeah, we're just finding sort of more and more tools we can use, really. Like, for example, sort of the remote command prompts and the registry edits. They're sort of something we're going to be looking at in future to use. Well, in terms of the IT sort of aspect, we're all very happy with it. It's definitely helped us out a lot in our job. Certainly a lot more supportive for people, and for the other users on site. Yeah, I think they're noticing it's a lot quicker to get support as well. So that's always a bonus for them, and it's sort of less sort of emphasis on them, having to open up software and having to enter codes or wait for us to give them codes. It is just, I'm going to be on your machine now, is that okay? And there we are. So yeah, I think it's a lot simpler for them just to get problems resolved for them. I'd probably say sort of being able to add them to lists. I mean, I've got different lists for different sites. So for our Kings Lynn site, I've got all our computers in there, and then I have subcategorized them into different departments based on where the user works. So if we start getting sort of seeing issues where a particular bit of software isn't working for a company or for a particular department, I can connect into all their machines and see if it's just that user or other users. So I can then see if it's a major issue or just one user having that particular problem. So being able to sort of drill down into specific categories, that's very, very useful. probably say very simple to use, but very effective in what you need it to do. I'd actually worked for a school who had actually used NetSupport schools, I believe. It's probably about 5 or 6 years ago, but from using it, it was always a very good bit of software. My manager back then raved about it, about all it could do. And it sort of came to a point after using quick assist, we were sort of thinking we need something better than this. And I remembered your company, and going off of the price and obviously my previous experience with it, it definitely seemed like the best product for us. I think price point is a very good one. Compared to other custom sort of products we've found, it is definitely some of the cheaper we've found. And I think just the array of things you can do in it, and sort of get inventory lists and I can potentially sort of upgrade the software to have, like the auditing capacity and other sort of software you support. It's definitely something we can look to sort of expand on as well. So I think, there's a lot of potential with the software that, to be honest, we've probably not even unlocked yet. Which I will be sort of getting some training for, hopefully in the near future. I just think there's just a lot of capacity for doing our jobs pretty much with it. So there's not really been any down points with it. Yes, I think it probably depend on how sort of large the companies are, but overall, yeah, I think it's definitely a very good bit of remote support software.